What's up, you guys? Welcome to a new video, and today we are going to out myself completely as I'm going to rank the female characters in World of Warcraft. This is like a waifu tier list, you could say. So yeah, I'm gonna out myself completely. Uh, Obviously, I have named these tiers accordingly. There's also this like a few, well, not a hype particularly, but I've seen videos of like a smash or pass, with other things. So I thought I'd do the worst tier would be a hard pass. The yellow tier is I'd rather not. The green tier is, we can be friends, probably have a great time just hanging out, And then we come to the spicy tier in I'd Smash, and then the blue tier, as blue is my favorite color, is Care to Share My Life. Um yeah. Um the tiers kind of speak for themselves. Right? I hope. To elaborate on the Care to Share My Life, it's like if this character would be reality, and I'm not including their powers or their talents or anything. So, for example, with Onyxia or Katrina Prestor, right? She wouldn't be able to transform into her dragon form, right? It's just the way she looks. If you would transfer that into the real world, that's kind of how I look at these things. And like the more human-ish version from that, because obviously in our world, magic doesn't really exist in that caliber. So let's start with the first one, which is Helia. I mean, this is a difficult one because I'm not too fond of her, so I'm just gonna give her a hard pass. No real, you know, specialties to that. Draka. I was looking up like pictures earlier, because there were a few in there that I didn't recognize, and I was like, okay, well let me get a picture from every single character on the screen, so I can refresh my brain. And obviously, Draka got a model update in because of the Shadowlands update. I'll probably say the older one looks a little bit better, but maybe that's just because of her skin tone is more like human, which again, it's nothing. Not that that really matters, as you will see later on. Uh, but I'd say probably I'd rather not, right? Uh, Now next up is Lorna, who I actually kind of didn't knew who she was. Um, and what was it? Was her full name? I think it was Lorna Corwell. Honestly, can't remember, but I'm pretty sure she's from the Worgen story, um, or from that. And I got really surprised by that. And I saw the exact picture they use in this tier list, and she looks very, very good. So I would probably smash. I'm already regretting this tier list. Next up is, I'm assuming Agwin? 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 I have no idea how you would pronounce that because the position thing and because it's at the start, but she kind of reminds me of Jaina. So I've it's a bit. I mean, I'm gonna put her there as well because yeah, it just I gotta be honest. I was like debating if she would be and could be friends, but yeah, I mean, come on. Next up would be Ionar. Now, Ionar is of course a Titan, so she's like massive technically. But if we would scale her down to somewhat normal, uh, feminine, feminine size, um, I mean, she'd be up there. Uh, I probably should. Exactly that. I'll probably say she is the prettiest one out of the Titans and like everything that has to do with that Titans, because you also have Freya who comes later, and I don't think she's that attractive compared to Ionar. So I'd probably put her, surprisingly, she's the first one that would go into Care to Share My Life with. Now, obviously, if I would order them inside the cat tier as well, I could still do that. So maybe I'll do that actually. She would not be in the first place, just so you guys know. But she's in that tier list and in that category. So next up we have Talanji, the Zandalar troll, which probably say the probably say a hard pass too. She isn't that bad, but no, no, I prefer not to. I mean, I guess I just said I prefer not to, so it kind of suits that I'd rather not. I mean, she is kind, though, in a way. No, nah, nah, okay. I've put it in there, that's my decision. Next up would be Talisra, the Nightborn leader for in the Horde Council, right? I mean, she has to be in Night Smash, right? I'd probably put her above Egwin. Put her above Lorna. No, I think that's about right. Put her in between those two. I mean, to be honest, she's quite good looking. But then again, she's some type of elf, and it's hard to, to not look good, I guess. Although there are a few. Next up is Elisande, the raid boss in no, not in Nightcore. That's music. In Night Nighthold. Yeah, that's the raid. All right, that's the raid. And I mean, she's gonna be in the same category, but I'd probably pick Delisra over Elisande. So yeah, it's about right. Uh it's a bit difficult because Terrigosa, I don't really know who she is. I don't know. She apparently is in Dragon Soul, as far as I saw in the pictures, and I couldn't really find like a good, like, actual picture. Like, I got to see her in game, but the in game one doesn't look like the picture they chose. Like, it doesn't look as similar enough to say that. So I'm kind of thinking of adding a row where, like, I say I don't know. You know what? No, actually, let's put her in could be friends. I think that'd be a good middle ground for that one, because it's not that the picture here is not as similar as the in-game one, and I also barely remember her. I don't even know if she's involved with the dragon flight story. If any one of you know, then feel free to comment on that. Next up is Sorry Domi, but I'm pretty sure that's a typo, and it's supposed to be Sorry Dormi, and she is involved in the Dragonflight story, or at least she's an NPC in the Dragonflight, as she is at the Dawn of the Infinite entrance together with Nosdormu. She's a blood elf with like curly hair, And when I saw that NPC, I didn't even look at the name, and I honestly said like, "Damn, that's a pretty blood elf." So I gotta put her into, at Smash, and gonna say it. I'm gonna put it there. I'd put it there, yeah. As I mean, she's still well. She wouldn't be a dragon if you would uh keep my reasoning in mind, where I like uh you know make them have no powers that they have from the game except their visuals. So next up would be Yirel. Oh, Yirel. Um, Let me go back in time to where Warlords of Draenor was relevant, and this was the first expansion that I, you know, fully played as I made my own account in Warlords of Draenor, as you guys know, and Yrel was kind of like the first major female character that I saw, if I'm correct. Like also, honestly, in some cinematics, I kind of forgot that she shows up in that cave at the Draenor intro. I honestly kind of forgot because when I started leveling some alts through there, not recently, but a couple years ago, and she was there, and I was like, "Oh, Yarel's here too. What?" But to go back to that topic, is Yarel was probably little crush back then. To be fair, she definitely dipped now, but she didn't dip enough. I'd still smash her, so I'm gonna put her there. So she's still up there as one of the best looking characters. So hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, huh? Okay, I kind of want to skip this one. I kind of want to get a few easy ones out of the way before I start, because I'm filling up this I'd smash category, and I feel like I'm outing myself a little bit too much. So let me move on to a few easy ones, and we go to the gnome in Maleficent, I'm assuming, and she's a hard pass. So we'll just put her in there. Then, if we move on a little bit further, we have Moira. Funnily enough, the Overwatch version is prettier, even though still not that pretty, but she's at least better looking than this Moira, so she can go into the bin too. And then we have Chromie. A lot of people like her, but I don't really do. Again, also a hard pass, and I honestly think she is annoying. So, for the Chromie fans out there, my apologies, but that's just my opinion. Then another easy one would probably be, I'm going to say, Garona, and I'd probably say the same as Draka. I'd rather not. I also see that I pressed reset and it removed one of my files. I added a file specifically. So let me do that in a second, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, we're back. Took a second, but it's fine. So next up would probably be Freya, which I'd probably put in could be friends. There's nothing crazy about it. So, I feel like I want to order this a little bit better, but I'm just gonna pick and choose. So next I'd pick Maeve. Huh? Do I want to pick Maeve? It's a bit difficult. Okay, you know what? Let's pick my favorite from the bunch. Probably the one that I like the most. There are definitely a few more that going into that category anyway. But currently, at this moment, I'd probably say Valera is my favorite World of Warcraft waifu. Especially in the BFA cinematics that we got. The I don't the famous cinematic where I think Salafang says breaking the uh, chains. Uh, they added the new in-game model for Valera, and that was just it was so good. It was so good. She looks so good in game right now. I honestly kind of want to rip off her armor and grab it as loot. So my armor now. I really hope that in the future maybe her armor would go into the game too, because it's so cool. Um, especially for like honestly, like all the you know how you have like the picture in the specialist in the class specialization trees. I hope all of those armors that gets drawn for that would also get introduced into the game, because also the Mistweaver one is really really cool, and I don't think they are in the game either, which is very sad because it's like a very nice green. So yeah, Valera would be probably number one, but very close with all the other ones in that list. Uh, but yeah, um, let me do the character that I added. So now we have Ajara. Now, as you guys know, Ajara has a pre-form and a, current form, as she used to be the queen of uh, kind of city. I forgot the name of it, but uh, people that play World of Warcraft or know about World of Warcraft obviously know about this. So she obviously had that form, and she obviously has the form with that we know as today, the Naga Ajara, the the queen of the Nagas, right? And I'd probably say, hmm, I'd probably say I'd smash both versions of her. Funnily enough, but I probably would prefer to smash her, you know, her previous form, right? I'm also losing my voice because I'm talking a lot, but it's okay. Um, so yeah, that's the reason why I added it, because it's quite a big difference from but in between those versions. So thought why not add it? Let's do the Windrunners trio next up. And we're gonna start with the least interesting one, and it's Verisa. Verisa obviously being I feel like the least important one out of the three. If that's wrong, then I'm sorry, but she seems to be the boring one out of the three. And I probably wouldn't say she's that bad looking. Like looking at this picture, she looks alright, but I probably put her like in could be friends. Then we would go to Sylvanas. Now, obviously, Sylvanas. Oh dear. I mean, I think both of these windrunners have to go into the same category. I don't think I can put Sylvanas lower than the other one. But Alaria is just better looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put Sylvanas in here too. And I'm gonna put Alaria in second here. I feel like that's about right. Because I do feel like Sylvanas, when she got a bit too much into herself in a way. But she does really have like this terrible backstory and tra la la, you know. So, but then she went on to this dark path, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's why I'd put her a bit lower, but still into that category. Let's move to. I'll move to Liadrin. Liadrin. Not sure which one is the more accurate pronunciation. Now, in this picture, the picture they're using here, I would probably say she's not that great looking. But I have seen her in game, and she's just basically a blood elf, right? But I put her at Smash, but probably a little bit more towards the could be friends area. I don't think there is a lot of good anymore. I think the top two tiers are probably gonna get uh, longer and longer. God damn it! Both words that I wanted to use, either filled or longer, they both sound sus. Well, fudge. All right. Well, we'll do next up. We'll do Lillian Voss. Now, Lillian Voss is obviously an undead, and in game she doesn't look that amazing. But this picture kind of changed my mind on it. I would normally put her in Could Be Friends, but I wouldn't mind putting her in here just because of this picture. So, well done, Lillian Voss. You got into the I Smash tier. Well, all right, let's move on. I'm trying to get the older characters out of the way, so we'll pick Sally Whitemane, who is obviously a human from the Scarlet Crusade, right? And yeah, she's pretty good looking. I'd probably put her here behind Talistra. I think that's pretty solid position. I'm honestly really surprised that I'm rating Lorna that high up. But I've seen that picture like in the full part, and that I really like that drawing because obviously it's an art uh, from somebody, so it's a very good uh, drawing. But yeah. Then next up we pick Maeve. Maeve obviously usually always takes is in the game with a helm on, so you don't really see it. So I hope this picture is quite accurate. But with this picture, I would put her in the Smash tier, obviously, and I'd probably put her above Egwin or above Elisande. I'd probably say above Elisande. That feels more correct. Right, and I think the last one from the older areas, yeah, is Onyxia, or better said, her human form or human disguise in Katrana Prestor, which, I mean, after seeing a good picture of her, she is up there. She's very much up there. Now, obviously, I don't know what her character was or the way she, acted towards people. Um, I'm assuming probably not that great because she's technically a villain in the game, but oh well, we can heal her, we can not change her, right? Because nobody really needs changing. We can help her, hopefully. Moving on, we're getting into a very dangerous territory at this point because a lot of these are probably gonna get into that top tier, except for Vanessa. Vanessa is, of course, a very major character in Westfall and into the Rogue campaign, and she is pretty decent looking. Although the problem she has is that she has short hair, which is it's such a buzzkill towards me. But I think she's still decently looking, so I'd still smash. But she's definitely at the end of that list. So yeah. Now, oh dear, I'm keeping one specifically for the end, because it might be a little bit well, not controversial, but you know, a bit spicier than the others. All right, I'll put Jaina into the. I don't know. I kind of want to put her in the Smash tier because she's very good looking, but especially because she's gray hair, but if she rocks it. So I'm gonna put it above White Mane, and I'm not gonna put her in Care to Share My Life with, but I don't know. There's just something that just she needs that little bit more spice, which I guess her. I mean, she can actually sing. You know, she did do that incredible freaking song for the BFA pre-cinematics thing. You know, where they did like the song about the boat and about a father. It was amazing. Like, I think they should do more songs in that manner. But yeah, then we go with Kalia, the Menatil, the was it the daughter, right? From I'm not sure from who exactly. If it probably is from the father of Arthur, right? But I'm not sure. I don't remember that lore exactly. But anyway, it's Kalia Menatil, and she is pretty good looking. I uh, I'm gonna put her in I'd Smash as well, just above Jaina, and both forms are similar except for her skin tone being a little bit different. And yeah, so I put her there in either form. Next up is Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza, uh, okay, so in between, so currently, obviously, as you know, Valera is my number one, and then Illyria is my number two. Before Valera, Illyria was my number one, and before Illyria, it was actually Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza was my favorite waifu in between Girel and Illyria. So I gotta put her in this list anyway, and I'm still gonna put her above Onyxia because I think she's still a little bit more interesting, especially if she would still keep those horns. Be something to hold on to, you know. But it also makes her unique, you know, different from the others. Then next up we have Ysera. Now Ysera actually has overtaken Alexstrasza at this point because of her. Uh, so if I went to Dragon Soul and I looked at both Ysera and Alexstrasza, I would definitely go with Alexstrasza in that. But if I go into the current Dragonflight NPCs, I think Ysera looks prettier or more attractive. So I'm gonna put her ahead of that. I'd still prefer the Dragon Soul armor, but you know, unfortunately they changed it. But I guess they did deserve an update to their model, and like they still look cool. So I guess that's a good thing. Next up is Tyrande. Tyrande is my best friend's favorite waifu. So I gotta be wary with what I say here. No, but she is again also very good looking, and think anyone with a normal brain would take her in any of those. Well, in any of those two tiers of I'd smash or sharing your life with that girl as your partner, because that's what it means, right? You know, living with them and doing normal couple stuff. And I probably put her in that list as well. Um, I'd say she's definitely behind Alexstrasza for me. I'm just debating where I want to put her. I think it's in between here, yeah. I feel like that's right. I think the lack of me knowing about Onyxia is probably hurting her a little bit, but in that picture, she looks incredible as well. And I also really like the little bit of scale on her in that picture. You don't see it, but I saw the bigger pictures. Obviously, I saw the detail from it. So kind of like that in a way. Kind of gives her that uniqueness that Alexstrasza and you said I have has with the horns. And talking about uniqueness, we have Lady Vash, who obviously is a Gorgon of some kind. And yeah, she's in that list too. She's probably the wild card in that tier. I'm just not sure where I would want to put her. I kind of want to put her at the end just because of the reason that I don't want to make myself weird. But eh, it's it's a bit hard because of course comparing it to the other ones, the other characters in that list are at least somewhat human like. Of course the elves have longer ears, sure, and longer eyebrows, sure, but at least they can still, especially blood elves, right? Blood elves you would still be able to say like, oh, I didn't even notice you had longer ears or something. Um but of course with Lady Vash it's a bit harder because she has, fish-like skin and she has snake hair. And she obviously doesn't really have legs. Um, hmm, it's a bit difficult where I should place her. I feel like I mean, it's funny that I said that about putting her last because I don't want to sound mental, but I feel like I kind of still have to. Not just because of that reason. Or she would be similar on par with Eonar. Hmm. I guess I'll put her last in this list just because of that reason alone, because of like I like the fact that she doesn't have legs and she has that snake body. Like I like the fact that I like that part of her and the snake hair obviously as well. Uh, Comparing it to the rest, it's difficult to put her ahead of. I mean, I guess ahead of Sylvanas and Ionar, it's possible. Yeah. Oh, I'm almost by accident stopped recording or something, but I'm going to put her here, I think. Do I want to put her ahead of Onyxia? Um, mm, I don't. I'm gonna keep it like this. It feels. It feels fine. The only thing is Vash is a little bit of a difficult one to position in between like I want to say in between. All right, so I'd say behind Alexstrasza, right? So though everything behind Alexstrasza in that tier, Vash could be kind of anywhere in between them. So that's kind of what I will say. But anyway, I've outed myself enough in this video already. So I hope you guys absolutely enjoyed that video of me outing myself over World of Warcraft waifus. If you guys did, feel free to give this video a like. If you guys are new around here, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.